Recognize the gentleman from Colorado, 5 minutes for questions.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you to the witnesses for being here today. And Dr. Sherlock, I wanted to go back to this estimate of jobs supported and created by the Section 1603 grant program that I believe you provided. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. And then at the bottom it says notes, and it says potential jobs created by the Section 1603 grant are calculated as 39% of the estimated jobs supported as reported in the NREL study. Induced jobs are not included in the potential job creation section, as such estimates are less reliable than those presented for direct and indirect jobs. These figures are provided for illustrative purposes and may vary according to factors described in the text. So you've got induced jobs, direct and indirect jobs, 39% of estimated jobs. What does this mean?
It means that the numbers in the bottom half of the table are 39% of the numbers presented in the top half of the table. I did not provide the induced jobs in the bottom half of the table just because it would be extrapolating an uncertainty that I believed was already very uncertain.
Very uncertain in terms of the number of jobs created.
Induced jobs. When you're looking at jobs, direct jobs, and then to extend the model to indirect jobs, and then to extend the model again to induced jobs, you're just adding additional variables, additional assumptions, additional degrees of uncertainty at each stage in the modeling process.
So what is an induced job?
So an induced job would be because the workers who are employed in construction of the solar facility or the wind farm go out and spend on groceries. And so because they're spending more on groceries, the grocery store needs to hire more employees. So that would be...
And so a direct job would be? The
actual construction work itself.
And an indirect job would be?
The manufacture of the steel that goes into the facility.
Okay, and then this 1603 program, I believe you stated in your testimony that it cost $17 billion?
That's over the 5-year budget window, yes.
So $17 billion 5-year budget, and so these 39% of the direct, indirect, and induced jobs cost how much a year?
Well, this is only looking at jobs in the first couple of years of the program, so this would be about $10 billion, roughly.
So $10 billion for the first 2 years of the program?
Roughly.
To create 40,000 jobs?
Depending on which number you're looking at, if you're looking at the induced, the direct, or indirect.
Which number should I look at?
It depends what you want to be counting. Do you want to count the direct?
How many jobs did the 1603 grant create?
What type of jobs?
Jobs. I just want to know how many jobs were created.
If you're looking at the direct jobs, this one estimate has direct jobs created at 3,666 in the construction phase and direct jobs created at 355. Direct jobs would just be the construction jobs and then the ongoing operations and maintenance jobs. But if you wanted to look at supporting jobs in other industries, then you'd want to look at the other figures.
So for direct jobs, just if we look at the first year, this is average jobs per year. It's 355 jobs per year. In 2 years, 355 jobs created a year, $10 billion.
That would be jobs per year going forward. So these would be jobs that would be retained, average jobs per year going forward, yes.
For $10 billion.
Yes.
Shifting gears and talking a little bit about some of the talk we've had on taxes. And Dr. Sherlock, I'll leave you out of this, but Dr. Kreutzer, and I'll go down the line if I could get this answer. Do you believe increasing taxes will result in lower costs of energy?
No.
Dr. Montgomery?
That one I can answer no.
Dr. Green?
No.
Mr. Breen?
You'd have to ask an economist. I'm sorry, that's not why I'm here.
Okay. And then would ask another question about the President made a statement in 2008. As a matter of public policy, does it make, he made a statement in 2008 where he said under his plan, and he was specifically referring to cap and trade, electricity rates would necessarily skyrocket. Do we have, if we need for our economy to succeed, for jobs to grow, we need lower cost energy, is that correct?
Yes, it grows better with lower cost energy.
Dr. Montgomery?
The real growth in our economy is certainly dependent on the cost of producing energy. Less it costs to produce energy, the more we have left over for doing other things. But does it affect jobs? No. I think the best estimate is jobs are going to be at full employment in this economy most of the time when we're growing, except for temporary hiccups. None of these programs are going to affect that at all.
Dr. Green?
Lower cost energy leads to lower cost goods and services, greater consumption, and therefore greater economic prosperity. I don't think there's anybody really who argues against that option, that notion. And when the country's growing, of course, we have lower unemployment rates, therefore there are more jobs.
Mr. Breeden?
Again, I'm sure that the Bureau of Labor Statistics or somebody else you might have called would have been happy to answer the question, but I can't.
So do policies that result in higher energy costs hurt the economy?
Yes, if we can, right, if we have policies that make energy costs go up, that does not, it makes it more expensive, and we're going to get fewer goods.
Dr. Montgomery?
Not necessarily. It depends on how they do it, and I know your time is short.
Dr. Green?
Well, we see this when oil prices spike up, the economy tends to contract. So clearly the relationship is there. Higher priced energy, lower economic output.
Mr. Breen, I'll give you another shot.
Same answer.
Okay, thank you.